Hey, what's up my swaggers? Gamer Guy 7 Aces here, and today I want to make a special video. Now, I'm sure you guys know Premi the Remy, we talk a lot on Twitter and stuff. He's a cool guy, and he made a video about rest in peace to the different gameplay styles. Alright, well I'm here to talk about something very important based on an article that Polygon wrote regarding Sonic Forces. Now, as you guys may remember, Polygon is pretty critical of Sonic games. What's new? That's nothing new. They're just joining the bandwagon with Game Informer, IGN, and all those other companies that have shitted on Sonic's legacy and Sonic in general. Before, like a couple months ago, they made a horrible, stupid article, and I'll see if I can post it on this video about how, Sonic's friends are horrible. They're shit, and they should never be playable in the Sonic game ever again. They shouldn't even be in the cutscenes because Sonic's friends are awful. But they love that classic Sonic is in Sonic Forces, but the whole news about his friends being in the game is troublesome, and that pissed off a lot of people, myself included, and we were just, and Polygon got a lot of backlash from that. Now, to my great surprise, after E3, they made an article about Sonic Forces, and you think that they would shit on the Avatar gameplay, because I have to be honest with you guys, the Avatar gameplay, while that looks fun, it makes me worried on how other people and other critics will receive it. Because you know how critics just have this hatred, this built-in vendetta against Sonic's friends for some reason. Unless if it's Sonic Mania. But to my surprise, Polygon loves it. The title of their article says, Sonic Forces non-Sonic stages might be its best. Forget modern and classic Sonic. So I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So I read their article, and it says, of the three playstyles in Sonic Forces, it's the one that has nothing to do with Sonic that is the most interesting. The hero character stages, where players run through levels designed around the gadgets and abilities of their own original characters, try a new spin on classic Sonic gameplay that seems least likely to stoke fans' ire. So basically they're saying that the Avatar stages play like a mashup of Sonic's slower past adventures and a unique platformer all the same. So dare I say they're even trying to compare this with Sonic Adventure. Like the hero characters, or avatars, as they were called in my demo, play on different levels than modern Sonic and classic Sonic. The other two kinds of playable characters in the game. The ultimate arc of the hero character stages are similar to the different Sonic levels though. Make it from the beginning to the end, collect a bunch of rings, and face down a boss. But original characters do this with gadgets and puzzle solving, not speed. And also, just to let you guys know, critics do get to play a little more extra content that the general audience do not play in E3, so who knows, Polygon most likely would have played other levels that we have yet to see. And he says the area I played was a little bit bigger and lasted a little bit longer than modern Sonic's, which I breezed through in less than 2 minutes. The stage I demoed with classic Sonic was the familiar boss battle against Dr. Eggman, and that took just as little time. By comparison, I watched as members of the Sonic team played the hero character stage on display, repetitively dying. At first I scoffed at their difficulty with this level until I played it myself. So, as I'm saying, this is big news for Sega. This is basically the most positive reviewed non-Sonic gameplay since Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure 1, basically since the Adventure games. And let's be honest, those games have been shitted on as the years have gone on. So this has been the most positive reviewed non-Sonic gameplay, arguably since Sonic 3 and Knuckles. One that has stood the test of time. So will Sonic Forces stand the test of time? Who knows? But this is huge, and this is big news for Sega in the future, because I will get to Iizuka's interview later. I'm not going to go through all of that because other Sonic tubers like Premi have already done that. I'm just going to lightly touch on it. But Sega has been scared for the longest time to make Sonic's friends playable, and for good reason, especially after Sonic 06. But now after this is going to make Sega more bolder to bring Sonic's characters back in the forefront. Now let's continue reading this. Now he said there is a learning curve to playing a Sonic game without just thinking about how to achieve top speed within the platformer's constraints. Hero character stages take the twisting non-linear nature of the franchise best levels and add in weapons. I played as a wolf with glasses who would choose between a powerful laser gun and a lightning whip. Yeah, I really love the lightning whip, to be honest. These worked as weapons. It was so satisfying to burn down a mass of robot goons with the laser in particular, as well gadgets. Parts of the level required using the weapons at the right moment and in the right spot to move forward, making for a different kind of feel to Sonic than we may be used to. And can I also say that this is the first successful Sonic game with guns as a gameplay ever, because the last time this was attempted was Shadow the Hedgehog, and we all know how that game went. He said this took some getting used to, which meant dying a lot, falling off stages, or losing all my rings. But that wasn't frustrating. It felt like learning how to play an unfamiliar game, one I wanted to know more about. Figuring out how to use the weapons the right way at the right time was a new kind of challenge. And also, kudos to Sega for actually making puzzle solving fun now. You know, because this has been a huge issue with Sega games. You know, even Sonic 4 Episode 1 with that whole Lost Labyrinth fire puzzle, and even like the Werehog stages and Elise, it's just been cumbersome and annoying to do puzzle solving. And don't even get me started with Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. But this is the first time now. It's fun, like a Lego game. And he says here, to be clear, I want my Sonic games to play like Sonic games. The hero character portion of Sonic Forces doesn't feel so totally dissimilar from the franchise's defining characteristics, whatever those even are these days. I know, right? But its differences mean players will come in with fewer preconceived notions and prejudgments than they'll have about the modern and classic stages, which attempt to emulate two very specific eras from the series' history. Now, get this. Now, this is what he says that really makes me be like, you see? He says all three playstyles have their charms. Although the classic Sonic stage I played felt like a lesser, redundant version of a level we've beaten countless times. Sonic Force's original character sections are the ones I'm most curious to return to when the game launches later this year, if only to see if they get more or less Sonic-like as it wears on. This is a shocker, especially when he mentions classic Sonic. Now this is confirmation that classic Sonic's levels are redundant and kind of feel eh. And this is exactly what I talked about earlier when they first showed classic Sonic stages in March, and you know, people were disliking that video. I mean, I still had a way more likes, but I was like, look, I am one of the biggest defenders of Sonic Forces. You guys have never seen a video of me just bashing on this game like majority of Sonic Tubers have done for attention. I've been very supportive of this game and I'm excited for it, but I just cannot get on board with classic Sonic. He's lost the charm that he had in Generations. I'm not comparing this with Sonic Mania or the classic games. I'm comparing this with Generations, which is a rightful comparison. And just the levels for and everything about classic Sonic in that just seems a lot better than classic Sonic in this game and the level design. And now critics are confirming that they feel like classic Sonic stages are redundant. And it made me raise my eyebrows because, you know, that gameplay we saw back in March? Sega didn't even make one classic Sonic stage for the E3 demo. They only put the boss for classic Sonic. While Modern Sonic had a stage and Avatar character had two stages, classic Sonic just had a boss level. So that made me go like, huh? So is Sega aware of the backlash that they're getting with the classic Sonic stages? I really do hope they're fixing it up, because it's too late for Sega to remove classic Sonic now, especially classic Sonic is important to the story. But I hope this will be a learning experience for Sega to never include classic Sonic in the modern Sonic games again. And I'm saying this as a huge classic fan, as someone who's hyped for Sonic Mania. That's my #1 game. The game could even beat Sonic 3 Knuckles. I don't want to see classic Sonic in another modern Sonic game. If people are praising modern Sonic and Avatar and being classic Sonic, that's huge, and I bet this will surprise Sega, because Sega was thinking completely different. I bet Sega was thinking classic Sonic stages would be the highest praise, and I'm glad that it's the opposite. So yeah, and I haven't heard much about modern Sonic stage. I hope his stages are just as fun, because it looks like it plays similar to Sonic Generations with no, you know, wisp gimmicks except the boost wisp. The level design does feel more like Sonic Colors though, and which makes me kind of puzzled, because it's like, wait, Sonic Generation level design was one of the best in 3D Sonic series. Well, why wouldn't you emulate that, Sega? Why are you emulating Sonic from Colors? I'm not saying Colors was a bad game, far from it, but it's just, you know, Generations came right after, and that was the better game in my opinion. But anyway, I'm excited for the Avatar gameplay. What do you guys think? Let's just hope that the critics remain consistent, because you guys remember how the critics were with Lost World before the game came out? IGN praised the game before, then they completely shitted on it when it came out. So let's hope that's not the case for Sonic Forces. Let's talk about Iizuka a little bit. Now Iizuka, he kind of regrets Sonic Adventure, because in the interview that he had with Game Informer, just from the sound of the interview, it felt like he was like, what have I done? All I wanted to do was create a Sonic RPG in 1998. But to be honest, Iizuka was one of the people that completely split and divided the fan base as far as Sonic games go, because he created all these play styles, different gaming play styles, which was very polarizing with Sonic fans. And now, even though he stopped that, which I'm glad, and a lot of people are glad, and a lot of people are happy about that, there's still a group, a small minority of Sonic fans who love the Werehog, love the slow-paced treasure hunting of Sonic Adventure 2, loved big fishing levels, dare I say, and they're sad that that's gone. So that's what I'm saying. You can't please everybody, but I respect what Sega's doing as a company, because Sonic needs to have some loving again. Sonic needs to be relevant again. I am tired of a Sonic game always getting bashed on by both fans and critics. So I'm glad that they've made these changes, and they took risk with the Avatar gameplay, but I'm so happy to hear that it's being received well, you know? So this is a resurrection, this could be a resurrection of other gameplay styles. Not different gameplay styles, just other gameplay styles like Knuckles and Tails. Because Avatar gameplay style is different from modern Sonic, but at the same time, it's not radically different. It's not a completely new gameplay style. And that's what Iizuka was trying to explain in his interview. You know, that's where he went wrong back then with the adventure games. Like I said in my tweet, if you guys want to play Werehog beat 'em ups, go play God of War. If you want to play nothing but shooter games, go play COD, Call of Duty. If you guys want to play slow-paced treasure hunting, go play a Lego game. Like seriously, stop limiting yourself, Sonic fans. There are a plethora of games out there for you to enjoy. Just look at my channel. I've played a lot of Lego games. I love Lego. I don't care if it's Lego. There's a lot of fun to be had, and Lego Sonic Dimensions was fun to play because it was Sonic and Lego style. Don't force Sega to have all these different gameplay styles, taking the focus away from Sonic gameplay style and just making it inconsistent and hated by many and by critics. Go play other games and enjoy those. And Sega should also make other IPs instead of injecting all of them in Sonic. So I'm glad Sega has learned from the error of their ways, you know? They've learned from it. And Iizuka also took a stab at Stephen Frost and Big Red Button. If you looked at one of his interviews, especially during the year of Sonic Boom, a lot of the Sega companies were divided. Everyone was doing their own thing of Sonic. You had the people in France doing the Sonic Boom cartoon. You had Stephen Frost and Big Red Button in America doing the shitty Sonic Boom Rides of Lyric. And then you had people in Japan working on their own Sonic game, Sonic Forces. So he said that he's glad that they've gotten rid of all that and everyone is together. So he low-key took a stab. He low-key bashed on Stephen Frost, threw shade on him. And I'm glad, because Stephen Frost did things that really pissed me off. And I've never been pissed off with a dev before, and you know, with Sega. So I'm glad him and Big Red Button are gone. And Iizuka, this is exactly what I talked about in my previous discussion video about Sonic Team being more united and stronger. None of this A team, B team anymore. Let's be together and make great Sonic games. Because I want Sonic to get to the level of Super Mario Odyssey one day. I want it to be great. But that being said, there is still a troublesome road ahead for Sega. Because we all know how flip-flop the Sonic fan base is. The Sonic fans' opinions love to change. Remember when Sonic Unleashed was coming out, we were all hyped for that. The game came out and we were all mixed about it. We loved the daytime stages and everything else, but we hated the Werehog. Now all of a sudden, the Werehog is great and Sonic Unleashed is an underrated masterpiece. Like what? Sonic 06 now people are saying is an underrated masterpiece, and now Sonic Generations is an overrated piece of garbage, and Sonic Colors is just shit that did not bring the franchise back. Like I am flabbergasted. Even people like Koban Armani was like, wait, what? Sonic Generations is now a bad game? That game is like in my top 5, and I agree with him. The game is in my top 5 too. You know? Like, it's only a matter of time before Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is going to be considered a great, decent game. Like, I don't understand it. That's why I really don't give a shit what you fans think about Sonic Forces when the game comes out. Because I know in about 5 years or less from now, your opinions will completely change. But you know, at the same time, I wouldn't just blame this on Sonic fans. This is human nature. It's human nature to see the bad things and good things, and the good things and bad things. That's how we always are. When people overpraise something or praise something a lot, we like to nitpick and be like, it's not that good, and see the faults in that. If something is always shitted on, is always panned, we try to see the good in that. Like, look, it's not that bad. That's human nature. I don't know why, but that's just how we are. And to Sonic fans, that's just amplified. But alright guys, what do you think about all this? Are you excited of the future of Sonic games, that we may see multiple characters return now? Who knows? I don't want them to go crazy like Sonic Heroes or Sonic 06 with over 12 different characters. You know, I just want like Tails, Knuckles, you know, maybe Amy, I don't know. Shadow, Blaze, those characters. I don't want to see Big come back. Or even the Chaotix. I would like to see the Chaotix again. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And share this video with everyone you know. But until next time, swag out.